Okay, in today's demonstration, we are going to make our own handmade brushes, okay? So I guess the first question is, what is a brush, right? Basically, it's a stick with some sort of fibers or bristle on the end, and then this is called a bare rule. Basically, it's just something to hold the brush, the bristles to the stick, okay? So why make your own brushes? Well, because it's fun. You can get different types of marks. And so we're going to explore different mark making tools. So when I'm at the beach lately, I have been collecting sticks. Now, if you don't have sticks, you could use a pencil, you could use chopstick, anything with a handle, okay? So I got a little sidetracked here. When I come back, I'll show you pictures on the screen. But this little object here comes from a plant in Hawaii called lauhala, which actually the Hawaiians, it's called Hawaiian paintbrush. So I'll show you the picture of that later. But it's got a little handle and it's got bristles. So I'm going to paint with that today. And I've got a whole basket of them that I collected the last time I was there. And the basket is actually woven out of the leaves of the plant. And so that's a little bit of ancient technology. So, all right, so brushes, I've got all these sticks and I've got India ink and I've got my liquid black paint. Before I even make a brush, a stick in itself could be, it's not really a brush, we'll call it a mark making tool, and maybe we'll do this, do actual drawing in class, we'll see. But if I just dip my stick into the India ink, so what I have here is a stack of sketch paper. So today you're just exploring marks. So if I'm using the stick, and because it's a three-dimensional object, it's got different surfaces. I'm not trying to do a drawing of anything. I'm just trying to see what kind of marks can I get with the stick. And then obviously if I had a larger stick, I'm going to get different marks. And as I run out of ink, I get different marks. Some people find this frustrating because you lose a little bit of control, but then what I get is I get interesting marks. Okay, so that's one thing to play with, all right? Then I rip that off and I'll go to my next one. I'll try this lauhala brush. So this one's great. Already, it's like if I was painting an animal, this would make great marks for fur. So just take time to explore all the different tools that you're going to make or things you find around the house, and try and fill, like I'm going to try and fill a whole page of those and then hang on to it, because we might use that as collage material later in class. So this is also a little bit of getting to know your tools. Okay. Now really I should put that in water, but I don't have any water here. Okay. So feathers, I mean, you could just use the whole thing, and there's the side of the feather, the flat part of the feather, or I can attach it to a stick. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of both. I have all these little feathers. So attach it to a stick, and I can use string And one of the fun things about this, if you really get into it, your brush that you make can almost be a little work of art in itself. One of my favorite brushes was a feather on a stick, but then over time it gathered so much paint and I don't have it anymore. So I'll see if I can make another one. So you can tie that in kind of a satisfying and artful way. Okay, and then I'm going to use this liquid acrylic. Okay, so I'll kind of blop it around there. So it's printing and it's painting. That's pretty cool. I'm getting an impression of that feather. And if you collect enough feathers, we can even use those on our jelly printing plate. Okay. Sometimes the side of the feather makes really great marks. Again, I need some water here, but I don't have it. Okay, so there's that. Okay, steel wool. This is not my idea. A student of mine used this, and it's great. The only thing with it is once it gets wet, it will rust. So it's kind of a one-time deal. Wire, you can attach things with wire. You can attach things with tape, rubber band. Okay, so here I'm going the wire method. Let me go back to India ink because the steel wool is kind of absorbent, like a sponge. And I've got a super long stick. So what's nice, if I have a super long stick, and I can't really demonstrate it here, but if I was working on the larger canvas, I have a longer extension of line, right? So dip in here. This is gonna be a mess. Ooh. Holds a lot of paint, so I probably could go over to another page. Another way of going is if you have a big roll of butcher block paper, you can roll that out and do all your marks on one page. That's what we did in the classroom. Okay, so that's a pretty dramatic line, and there's so much ink in there. I could do probably several more pages. So there's that. You could attach, okay, here we go. I've got, just a second. I found a little mini sea sponge in my stash there. I'm gonna wire that down. So this is also an opportunity to go on a bit of a treasure hunt around your house or when you're out and about, kind of looking for things that you think, oh, that would make a good brush or mark making tool. Okay, I think I'll go paint with this one. Okay, love it. Spots on a dog. So I know you can get sea sponges at Michael's craft store or at the art store, sometimes art from scrap. This is great because I haven't even dipped it in more paint again. Okay, I'm attached to this one. So that's the thing. You're going to explore and you're going to sort of build up a stash of tools. Some you'll like, some you'll go, that's not a keeper. This is a keeper. It's kind of like a giant Q-tip or something with texture. Okay, I was going dab, 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 but what happens if I pull it a little bit, right? And change the mark up. Okay. All right, big feathers. So if you're looking for feathers and you go down to the harbor and walk out to the point there, there's all the pelicans and they will gift you some feathers. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Here's a bigger feather. That's quite nice. We'll go the other side now. Not as thrilling. Try the side of it. This one has almost photographic quality because I'm getting all the little lines in the feather showing up. It's very relaxing. Okay, so then when I'm done, I'm going to go rinse all of these so that if I want to reuse them again, I can. All right,